No mai, haere mai, and welcome to 3 News. Not quite capital punishment, but definitely a day of punishment in the capital. From a head rolling, that of former Green MP Darleen Tana, to a slap on the wrist over Small Business Minister Andrew Bailey's loser outburst, and a babysitter to be appointed as Crown Observer to keep an eye on Tory whānau's Wellington City Council. Here's senior political correspondent Jenna Lynch on a big day in Wellington.
Wellington turning on one of her very good days, but a few citizens, including Her Worship the Mayor, were not having such a good day.
Tēnā koutou katoa.
The government, having mulled it for over a week, has landed on sending in an observer to the council to make sure it behaves itself.
Very clear in my communication to the Mayor and also in my statements that I have no intention for this government to be making decisions on behalf of Wellington. They are democratically elected, they are responsible and accountable to the ratepayers in this city. But the problems that exist do warrant an observer.
It is my view that we accept this and work constructively with whoever is appointed.
Tory whānau accepting her fate and the cost of it.
The council will have to pay for this unexpected cost. I find it a little frustrating.
But not accepting all of the blame.
The Minister has fairly pointed out instances where councillors have walked out of meetings, refused to vote, and have also publicly criticised each other and council staff.
Nor the more extreme criticism from some government ministers.
What I've seen in the last hour is a lot of punching down. We need assistance, not punching down.
The local government minister pointing to the council's back down on selling airport shares and the impact on its long-term plan, but also its inability to focus on fixing the pipes.
Ultimately, they're taking on debt for other things, but water is one of their core roles. And the reality is they're putting, I think it's 94% of their capex is being funded directly from rates. And so they could be funding and financing that differently and actually reducing the rate burden on ratepayers.
So you don't think this is an overreach?
I think, Wellington City Council, as well as many councils across the country, we are facing really big issues.
You won't resign?
No, absolutely not even close.
As the government was focused on pulling the council into line, Parliament's focus was drawn to its empty Siberia seat, usually reserved for outcast MPs, but today one was officially cast off.
The seat of Darlene Tana became vacant.
Speaker Jerry Brownlee using the latest version of the waka jumping law for the first time, formally expelling former Green MP Darleen Tana.
This is a serious matter and the first time that the provisions inserted into the Electoral Act by way of amendment in 2018 have been used to declare a seat vacant. It's not a matter that I've taken lightly, since it affects the composition of the House. 7 months after Tana was stood down following a Stuff investigation into her links to alleged migrant exploitation at her husband's bike business, she's been booted from Parliament.
We're glad to be in a position where we can finally draw a line under this, obviously.
The architect of the law, which the Greens once deemed the death of democracy, a dead rat they had to swallow, getting his told you so moment.
You guys all talked about it being anti-democratic, what have you, so who got to use it first?
Does this dead rat taste as bad as you thought it would?
Oh, man.
And other things people in Parliament wish they hadn't said. Andrew Bailey is still on his sorry safari.
I got it wrong and I've apologised unreservedly to the person.
After it emerged, he called a worker a loser during a ministerial visit.
I am devastated about it. I don't want to be talking about this. I've got lots of things I'd really like to be talking about.
Not before finally fronting up with his version of events, though.
Had he had any alcohol at the beer garden or the winery he visited that day?
No.
Is he saying that he did not tell the worker to F off?
I do not believe I said that.
Did he call the worker a loser?
Yes.
Did he hold up the shape of an L on his forehead?
Again, yes, I did.
You heard that. Yes, he did.
Well, Jenna joins us now. Kia ora, Jenna. Right, what are the next steps for installing an observer to the Wellington City Council?
Yeah, so the Minister has given a draft terms of reference for that observer to the Wellington City Council. The Council has 10 days to respond to the Minister with any feedback that it might like him to take on. But judging by Simeon Brown's behaviour thus far, it seems like he's already made up his mind on this, that the observer will be appointed and probably under his terms. As for how long before that observer actually gets installed at the council. I'm told that there is no candidates as yet, but the government can act pretty quickly on that. If you look at the last example, which was appointing Lawrence Yule as a Crown manager to the Hawke's Bay Regional Council, it was about 2.5 weeks between the government announcing its intention to do so and them announcing that he would be the one. Now, as Tory Whānau mentioned there, the council will have to pay for that observer, and they don't have any idea how much it's going to cost the cash-strapped council.
OK, Jenna, thank you for that update.